Japan's cultural diplomacy through virtual characters. Japan's cultural diplomacy has undergone a transformative evolution in recent decades, increasingly relying on virtual characters to represent the nation in foreign policy, international trade expos, and global events. This strategic deployment aligns with broader efforts to project soft power and rebrand Japan as a technologically advanced and culturally dynamic society. Central to this transformation is the integration of theoretical frameworks such as Joseph Nye's concept of soft power, Koichi Iwabuchi's critique of pop culture diplomacy, and Alexander Bukh's analysis of identity discourses. These models collectively illustrate how Japan's virtual characters function not merely as entertainment figures but as deliberate instruments of cultural messaging. From the promotion of national identity to the emotional engagement of global audiences, the incorporation of digital humans reflects Japan's broader strategy to influence international perceptions through attraction rather than coercion. The government's Cool Japan initiative, launched in the early 2000s, has become the primary policy vehicle for integrating virtual characters into cultural diplomacy. Originally focused on exporting Japanese creative content such as anime and fashion, the strategy has evolved to embrace digital innovation. The 2024 revision of the Cool Japan framework emphasizes technological integration and public-private collaboration to boost the visibility of Japanese content abroad. Virtual characters now feature prominently in international showcases such as the Tokyo 2020 Olympics and the upcoming Expo 2025 in Osaka, Kansai. Figures like Hello Kitty and Doraemon have been employed to appeal to younger global audiences, while virtual idols like Hatsune Miku and tubers such as Kizuna AA serve as representatives of Japan's creative and technological prowess. These characters, through concerts, advertisements, and appearances at global trade fairs, encapsulate the values and aesthetics that Japan seeks to export: cuteness, innovation, harmony, and modernity. The selection of virtual characters for diplomatic purposes is based on their international recognition, capacity for cultural representation, adaptability across linguistic and regional boundaries, and media versatility. Doraemon's appointment as an anime ambassador by Japan's Ministry of Foreign Affairs in 2008 set a precedent for the formal deployment of such characters in foreign policy. Hello Kitty's ambassadorship roles in Taiwan and South Korea, as well as the use of Pokémon and Sailor Moon during major global events, underscore the state's strategic use of well-known icons. These characters are designed to be universally appealing, often exhibiting the quality of mukokoseki, or cultural statelessness, which facilitates their acceptance in diverse international markets. Additionally, tubers have emerged as an agile medium for international engagement, particularly through social platforms that allow for direct, interactive communication with audiences across linguistic and geographic boundaries. Multiple sources of data help track and analyze the use of these characters in Japan's cultural diplomacy. Government publications such as reports from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Cabinet Office outline policy rationales and outcomes. Promotional content from events like the Cool Japan Showcase at Expo 2025 and the World Cosplay Summit highlight the practical execution of diplomatic strategies. Media analysis from Olympic coverage, trade expos, and branded collaborations offers insights into global reception. Social media metrics, such as hashtag trends and influencer engagement rates, provide quantitative evidence of audience interaction and international reach. Academic studies and critical discourse analysis further contextualize these efforts within debates on authenticity, commodification, and identity. Japan's official and public narratives construct virtual characters as bridges between cultures. In official contexts, these figures are celebrated as ambassadors of Japanese values. They are designed not just for aesthetic appeal but to evoke emotion and build cross-cultural understanding. Key themes conveyed through their use include the concept of kawaii, cuteness, as a mode of emotional engagement, mukokoseki to encourage global identification, and the fusion of tradition with digital modernity to emphasize Japan's unique synthesis of heritage and innovation. Virtual characters also thrive in interactive environments such as video games and VR platforms, making them ideal for immersive cultural diplomacy. This multi-layered narrative strategy allows Japan to maintain relevance in a saturated global media environment. The international reception of Japan's virtual characters has generally been positive, especially among younger audiences and pop culture consumers. Characters like Doraemon and Hello Kitty have achieved iconic status globally, contributing to a soft image of Japan as a peaceful and innovative nation. The effectiveness of this strategy is evident in the global economic success of anime and manga, with the anime industry alone reaching over 33 trillion yen in revenue in 2023. However, the reception is uneven across regions. In East Asia, historical grievances, particularly related to Japan's wartime actions, complicate the effectiveness of cultural exports, regardless of their charm or technological sophistication. Moreover, critics have questioned whether these characters truly convey Japan's deeper cultural heritage or whether they merely serve commercial and superficial branding purposes. Comparing Japan's approach to those of South Korea and China further clarifies the unique aspects of its cultural diplomacy. Japan tends to rely on well-established pop culture icons through a state-supported but often indirect strategy. South Korea integrates virtual influences into the Korean wave, Hallyu, with a strong focus on entertainment-driven diplomacy supported by synergistic collaborations between government and media industries. China, by contrast, adopts a more state-directed approach, promoting traditional culture through modern digital avatars like Luo Tanyi, with messaging tightly controlled by government institutions. Japan's reliance on Mukokoseki characters allows for greater global reach but may dilute specific cultural narratives. In contrast, South Korea and China often tie virtual character diplomacy to national identity in more explicit terms. In conclusion, Japan's use of virtual characters in cultural diplomacy has proven both innovative and influential. It has enabled the country to maintain cultural visibility in a competitive global landscape and to reimagine national branding through emotionally engaging, aesthetically appealing digital figures. These characters have helped Japan convey an image of creativity, modernity, and cultural openness. However, to maximize the effectiveness of this strategy, future policies must balance commercial success with authentic cultural representation. Initiatives should aim to better integrate traditional cultural elements with modern formats, conduct more rigorous assessments of soft power outcomes, and remain sensitive to historical contexts in diplomacy. Japan's digital ambassadors have redefined the practice of cultural diplomacy in the 21st century, but their long-term success will depend on the nation's ability to align digital innovation with cultural substance.